It's live streaming. Hare Krishna, everybody. How are you all? There we go. We are now live. Hare Krishna. And I just wanted to introduce all of you to two students. I've got very many students and many of them are graduating. They have been working with me for 2 whole years, especially Mahi. Some of them have been with me for a year and some of them have completely finished up their Bhakti Sastri course. And this Friday, which is in only 3 days, they're doing their final project. And I just wanted to introduce the girls to you because we were discussing some of their work and I thought it would be great to share this with you all. So go ahead. First, I'll introduce Mayuri, who many of you are really probably familiar with her kirtans, a beautiful, bright young lady, and Mahi, who is also got an amazing voice, does beautiful kirtans and is organized like crazy. I depend on her for a lot of my own organization. And girls, you can get us started. Maybe introduce yourselves. Where are you from? How old are you? Yeah? Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, my name is Mayuri. I'm from New Jersey and I'm 15 years old.
Hare Krishna, my name is Mahi. I'm also from New Jersey, sort of Mayuri's neighbor, and I'm currently 14 years old.
Okay, wonderful. So tell us a little bit about yourself. So tell me, what is your favorite hobby to do?
So I'll start off. My favorite hobby is to sing. I love doing kirtan and recording music. It's one of my most favorite things to do as a service.
Okay.
My favorite hobby is probably reading, organizing, or doing anything with paper and writing. I just have a lot of love for anything that has to do with writing anything down, reading, or anything of that sort.
Organizing, that's awesome. I can imagine like if you had, like, you probably love the Container Store. I don't know if you've ever been to the Container Store. Yeah, you can keep it unmuted if you want. Let's see, what's my favorite hobby? I have too many of them. I like singing. I like organizing. I like cooking. I love teaching. That's my favorite hobby, job, everything. Teaching is my place. Okay, so I would like you to share, if you remember, and this is just all ad hoc, so there's no right or wrong answer. What was your favorite class so far in the, do you remember like a favorite class so far in the Bhakti leadership classes?
Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, Mahi. I think one of my favorite classes was actually when we were studying for our Bhagavad Gita exam for one of our Bhakti Shastri books. I just think it was so sweet how everybody was like helping each other memorize the answer, giving each other hints. It was just a really nice bonding experience for all of us.
Aw, nice.
I wasn't actually able to make it to that class, but one of my favorite classes was like our original Nectar of Instruction classes when we would do a lot more discussion-based stuff and like flip grids, and we had discussions about the Pandavas and like humility, anything relating to Krishna and their relationships, and just the 6 characteristics of devotional service, and all of that. Some of those were my favorite classes.
Yeah, that was a lot of discussion, right? And you were all real new to each other, that group. And so you were really getting to know each other in those discussions. I remember that. Yeah, Mayuri, that's what's coming up for you, the Nectar of Instruction. So for all of you who are watching, hi Krishna, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad you're here. Do me a favor right now and hit that share button and comment. Encourage the kids and comment and say Hare Krishna to them. If you know them, you can comment your name, introduce yourself. If you have any questions for them, this is your chance to ask. We're not going to be here for very long, probably 10 more minutes, but I wanted to tell all of you that we offer teenage classes for the youth, Bhakti leadership classes. We have been offering that for 2 years. If you're interested, you can go to gopigita.com slash, what is it? Slash Bhakti something or other. gopigita.com slash Bhakti work. Okay, if you're interested in the youth Bhakti classes, students can get a Bhakti Sastri degree. They learn the Bhagavad Gita, they learn the Ishopanishad, the Nectar of Devotion, and the Nectar of Instruction. And I'm going to just show you my screen real quick. Here it is. gopigita.com, as you can see, /bhakti work. And all the way down, we've got a whole bunch of there's a video here that Vijay Krishna put together, really, really nice video. It's coming up. And we've got a bunch of student samples. So I wanted to show this sample from Mahi. This is, this was the most exciting part of planning these classes. Do you remember this, Mahi? And this is coming up for Mayuri. She hasn't taken the Nectar of Instruction yet. So the Nectar of Instruction is coming up. We're actually changing over the classes to an automatic more system than Google Classroom. So we're figuring that out. Might take a few weeks or months. We'll let you know if you're interested in classes. But this right here is the final submission for the, let's see if I can get.
And then the 4 inner labels. And this week I'm showing the Govardhan Hill Peacock, the Radhakund flower, and my personal letter. So this is the Govardhan Hill Peacock, which has multiple places that are on the Govardhan Hill, and they're made to look like they're the feathers of the peacock. This is the Radhakund lotus, where I've talked a lot about Shri Radhakunda and written specific sentences from verses and some instructions of the previous acharyas. The lotus is in the middle of the whole box, and it closes like that. Lastly, I have my personal letter to my deities, Sri Sri Radha Muralidhar, where I've talked about some offerings and reflections of the whole course. So that's the complete of the inside.
So you think, and the video is still going here. There we go. So amazing. That was the last offering. It's every single lesson it's the third part of the Nectar of Instruction from verse 7 on to verse 11. Is like a little mini book that fits into this explosion box, and I send you the materials for that. And it was so fun. It was so fun to get the kids, to see the kids working on it, to see their realizations, to see how much time and effort they put into it. And so Mahi, want to say anything about like that experience? I remember it was a lot of work.
Even though it was so much work, it was one of the best ways to memorize all the little philosophical parts of the Nectar of Instruction. There are so many easy things important things that Rupa Goswami puts into the book, but when we put it into our own interactive notebook and we connect with our personal realizations, it's something different. It's like not anything a normal class in the temple would give you, but honestly, your classes, Mataji, have been something that have definitely helped me, and the interactive stuff made it way more fun and understandable.
I'm so glad, because you guys are, you're Krishna kids, and you've known Krishna conscious philosophy for so many years. So for me, the most important thing is to make it so interactive and so interesting philosophically, physically. Teenage years is a really hard time. It can be a really difficult time for kids. And so I'm just so glad that we made it this far, Mahi, 2 years. My God, and you're getting your degree, your certificate. Either I'll be sending it in the mail. I'm really hoping to actually see you in person so I can give it to you in person, but let's see how that comes. And I'm just so proud of you for coming this long, for 2 full years. I'm actually proud of myself too for being so committed to finishing one set. So let's see if we continue finishing these sets. I've got now the next one from Mayuri. I'm going to be sharing hers. So if any of you want to have your children, your teenagers, it's for ages 12 and up. And it's important that it is for older kids. It's not for the younger ones. And they're online every week, 1 hour with me. And here is the page to go to is gopigita.com/bhaktiwork. And here is Mayuri's video.
Hare Krishna, I'll be showing my week 7 pages of my interactive notebook. So first I have the chapter 5 verses. I cut it pretty bad, so I wasn't able to make the booklet, but I just pasted it on like this. I picked two verses of my choice. One was the one you Gopi Gita Mantaji were talking about how you can be an untouched lotus leaf. And the second one is chapter 5, verse 18, in which Krishna is talking about how a great person sees a human and a dog, etc., all the same. Then I have my chapter 5 overview. I have the names of the sections and a small summary. From what I understood, I think Krishna a lot for this chapter was talking about how doing your work in service to him is so much better than not doing work at all. And in that way you can also get real reactionless action. Then I have my translations. Then I have my booklet for all of the matching words and the under ones. I tried to do the matching as best as I could and tried to figure out these bottom ones mostly by myself. And finally, I have my lotus leaf untouched. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So that was the Bhagavad Gita, right, Mayuri? Did you want to say a few words about your experience with the Bhagavad Gita text?
I think that was my first time that I was joining in one of your classes. And I remember when I was starting to experience like doing these pages and everything, it was a lot of work, but just like Mahi said so nicely, it really does make you think about what you're learning. And even though sometimes I'm not so good at expressing out loud in words what I'm learning, I really think that during those classes, I was able to go deeper into what I thought the Bhagavad Gita is about and what you explained it to us to be, because I think I also learned that Bhagavad Gita is something that Krishna made that applies to all of us in a very personal way as well. So it was just a really nice opening experience for me in these Bhakti Shastri classes.
Mayuri, that's so beautiful that you say that. You know, the way that each of us reads the material, that's why every time you read it, it's newer and fresher. And every person that reads the scripture will get a different feeling, a different mood, a different application, according to what's happening in your life, what your friends are like, what's happening at school. And so, yeah, it's just so sweet to look back. It's such a sweet thing for me to look back at what you all have learned and to also get your association. I get so much of your association. So for any parents who are listening, and you've got teenagers who are sitting at home bored, for any teens who are listening and you're sitting home bored, I had my two teenagers help guide me through creating all of these lessons. Up until this last course, they were there as facilitators. They walked through every class with me because American teenagers are not easy to keep happy. They're busy, they have very dynamic classes and courses, and the last thing that they may want to be doing is sitting and like reading scripture, which they've been hearing since they were 0 years old. And so trying to make sure that these scriptures and the application of these scriptures is 100% relevant to what's happening in their day-to-day lives at school, which we don't even like. What was happening with my school when I was in America many years ago, it's so different now. And it's so important that we hear the kids and we allow them that ability to question. I have this beautiful letter from one of my students. It's on my refrigerator. And it says that you allowed us to question. You made it okay for us to question. Why is this? Why does this doesn't make sense? And so that was, something that for all of you parents listening, you can allow your child to do that. If you're interested in signing up for the courses, I'm starting a whole new set because we just had a graduation and I'm starting a whole new set. There's only 2 times in the 2-year cycle. So once a year do I accept new students, and we're accepting new students again. And that'll be sometime in, I want to say July or August. I haven't set the date, but if you're interested, go to gopigita.com/bhakti-work or gopigita.com/bhakti-leadership. I recommend you go to Bhakti Work, gopigita.com/bhakti-work, because you can take a look at a lot of samples of lessons on there and get some more information, and then it'll take you to a place to click and sign up. All right. So any other words? We're having a graduation this Friday, and we're going to be live for that as well. So you can join us for that. Anything else? Mayuri, Mahi, you want to share any last words? Oh, what are you? Tell us about what you're doing for the graduation, whoever wants to.
So since we've been learning Ishopanishad, the Nectar of Devotion, there's a lot of heavy philosophy that comes with it. And sometimes it can be harder to understand or dissect little parts of it. We are going to be focusing on one aspect of chapter 13 of the Nectar of Devotion, and we'll be giving our own class. Some of the students of some of our other peers will be giving the class live to their audience, but Mayuri, Somya, who's another student along with us, and I will be giving a class live to her Bhakti Riksha group on Friday. So this live class will include a lot of philosophy, an interesting hook, maybe a game, lots of discussion based like questions, talking, and something that will just like and keep the audience really happy, and it'll be interactive. That's just one way we'll be presenting what we've learned throughout the whole course, and especially through Nectar of Devotion and Ishopanishad.
Yeah, thank you. Did you want to add anything to that, Mayuri?
No, Mahi encompassed all of it really well.
I'm so proud of them. The whole purpose of the Bhakti Leadership Courses is to create leaders, to empower leaders. They're already leaders. They're born in your homes. They're born in a Bhakti family. They're made for great, amazing things. Srila Prabhupada says that these children are Vaikuntha children, and it's just not just in name alone. They are actually Vaikuntha children. They're coming here to help Srila Prabhupada's mission, and getting them started early is really important. My parents got us started really early, and a lot of my students' parents are already leading Bhakti Rikshas and different group community activities and sharing Krishna consciousness to so many. And so I really like to empower the kids to just get started now. All these kids are perfectly capable. My teacher, Mother Irmala, got me started teaching when I was 16 years old. My parents got us started leading kirtan and giving classes. The whole community we were in empowered the youth. And since then, we've just taken it and run with it. So I'm so excited. These girls with Somya are going to be in New Jersey running a class. And then we're going to be having guests coming online to our Zoom graduation. And they're also going to be running breakout sessions and actually teaching a class after being with me for so many years and so many months. I'm hoping that they're going to teach the class in a very interactive way and keep the audience engaged and make it very practical, make sure that the scripture hits deep in the heart. So let's see how it goes. Give them your blessings. All righty. Okay, everyone, hit the share button. Go sign your kids up for the class, your teenagers, and hope you have a wonderful week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.